Hey everyone, please support what I do to help keep Greyhawk alive by subscribing to the channel. Also, please consider becoming a channel member to get early access to videos, exclusive live chats, quarterly adventure modules, and more. Thanks, and enjoy the show. So I was going through some old modules the other day, and I came across Isle of the Ape, and I thought it would be fun to talk about today on Greyhawk Grognard. So, Isle of the Ape is one of the old original Greyhawk modules from back in the day, written by Gary Gygax. It's WG6. And this is one of the most challenging high-level adventures I've ever come across. This is wow. This is something else. I ran this back in high school a couple times, and it's challenging on a number of levels, but let me just go through real quick. It comes with this wonderful big poster map to give to the players. This is how it goes. Everybody starts off down here, and the rest of this is the island of the title of the module. It's got a beautiful color fold-out interior with a DM's map and a list of all the monsters. Oh no, this is the random encounters in here. The monster stats are on the other side back here. So it's at the height of the first edition production stuff, and I love the faux leather covers of these modules that kind of match the cover of the gold box. I thought that was a really well done thematically. It's got nice color in the covers and everything. It's just production-wise really well done. Obviously, you can tell by the name, the module is very loosely based on King Kong. And in fact, some of the scenes that we get in here are really really evocative of some scenes from the original King Kong film. The plot basically, Tensor brings a bunch of characters from around the Central Flaness to recover the Crook of Rao, which is an important, powerful artifact. He wants it back, and in return they get to keep all the other magic items that Tensor and his fellows left on the island when they adventured. It's all laid out in two entire pages of box text that the DM is supposed to read to the players. That really gets tedious. I mean, there's no getting around it. I'm not a fan of box text in general, but especially when you get two solid pages of it, it's painful. It's not bad in limited amounts if you've got a couple of sentences or paragraph or whatever, but it goes overboard here. And basically, the players start off in the native village with the big wall, just like in the movie, and there's the big gate. In fact, they have, I believe, they have a picture of said wall and gate. Yep. See here, this is what it looks like. This module actually has a really large number of really great illustrations, which is cool. And the big gate obviously keeps out the big gorilla. Ugna is King Kong in this, and they go through the gate. They eventually make their way. Oh, here's another. This is the another scene that's very evocative of the King Kong film, with the woman victim with the pillars and such. Basically, they go through the gate, go onto the jungle island. The module makes a great deal out of making sure you have enough food and water and supplies and stuff, and there's rules for equipment rotting in the hot, humid weather and such. So it does bring in those elements of survivability, survivor kind of stuff, where it's you against the elements. It's a big theme of the module, which is great. And there's other tribes that they have to deal with, and there are dinosaurs. Again, much like the King Kong movie. There's two. There's cave dwellers, and then there's cliff dwellers. Another one of these great illustrations here of when you first meet Ugna, towering over the trees. And it seems straightforward with all that stuff. It's like, okay, we're on the island. We got to deal with dinosaurs. We got to deal with natives, and we're obviously going to find the Crook of Rao in Ugna's lair. Okay, it seems straightforward. But what makes it a really challenging module is that just when you think you got your mind wrapped around it and you know what you're supposed to do, everything just kind of turns 90 degrees. And there's a magic pool, and you eventually you find yourself on the astral plane with these bubbles of thought that are emanating from the Mad Archmage, Zagig, and then you are back into the cave, and then in Ugna's cave, you have to go through these misty passages, and you find yourself in a demi-plane, because the demi-plane is where the treasure is, and it turns out it's all a big trap by Igwilv, the Witch Queen, who, again, we don't see on screen, but we're told that she's behind all this, and there's a big battle with daemons and solars and planetars, and the players are kind of the daemons want to trick the players into handing over the Crook of Rao, and it's really hard to figure out what you're supposed to do just on the fly with all this very powerful stuff going on. So that's this big twist, is that it turns from a simple jungle island adventure, we're fighting King Kong, to this, we're on the astral plane, we're in a demi-plane, we've got daemons impersonating paladins, and you have to say the right things, and you have to realize what they are, or else the Solar is going to come down and attack you. It really turns expectations on their ear, and I think that's what makes this a much better module. It would have been a very workman-like module if they just stayed in the obvious, and the Crook is in the cave, and you defeat the ape, and boom. But by taking that extra step to involving the larger world around you, it brings in elements of the world of Greyhawk, because you've got Igwilv behind this thing, but there's rules, and she has to follow them too, and it gets really intricately involved, and that is that Gygaxian touch, where there's a lot of very picky, very specific things that you can do to win, and which you are within your power to do, but very difficult to figure out. And in that way, it's kind of like the Forgotten Temple of Tharizdun, where there's a lot of very fiddly things that you have to do in order to win the treasure, but they're not obvious on the face of it. And here you also have the extra pressure of you have these paladins haranguing you to give them the Crook of Rao, and they're really daemons, and if you don't act fast enough, they'll attack you. So you have that time pressure, so you can't really think it through all that well. So in that respect, it's really, really well done. Highly recommended as a high-level adventure. We do see, it comes with NPCs, with PCs that we see later on in the module Return of the Eight. So there's Rowena, the Silverbow, Warrenus, Starcoat, that kind of thing. So there's those 6 PCs that are NPCs later on. So you're getting that, and that's one thing about these. Let me just show some of this real quick, because that's another thing I really like about this, and I wish they had done more of. You get these NPCs. You get the little thing with a nice little illustration. But you also get this background information on each one. I'll just read one. Agath is the head of the Temple of Celestian, which is located near the village of Thrush. This village is in the foothills of the Lortmill Mountains in the Principality of Ulek. In order to answer the summons of the Circle of Eight, it was necessary to pack up and leave with expeditiousness, so all handy, powerful magic items available were taken, but you may also select any 2 of the following things, which were also on hand. It's a bunch of potions and minor little things. and all of them have that quick little paragraph of background, and I wish they had done more of that sort of thing in these series of modules, because in one fell swoop they give a little extra detail on geography. They give a good NPC that you could use later on. They develop a little bit of the personality in some of the other ones. So it's I wish they would have done. I would have loved a whole book of those little one paragraph snippets for 100 different NPCs in Greyhawk. That would have, I think, been an enormous help in the development of the world, making it come alive. But anyway, so those are my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you ever run this? What did you think of it? What do you think of that big twist at the end, or the multiple twists at the end, which is a typical Gygaxian design element? So anyway, hope you like this one. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Below you'll find links to my Patreon, which helps make these videos possible. You'll also find the web store where you can buy my books, and my blog where you'll find all sorts of free downloads and other articles. Thanks, and have a great day.